going to now display a short movie before we start our first panel, which will be panel number 1. Thank you. Bismillah. Shukran, Mr. Muhammad. Thank you.
Hi, you've seen me. I'm one of those curiosities that hits your business inbox at least once a week. Just click the link, open the attachment, and away we go. And I'm just the tip of the spear. Let me show you how this works. I'm talking about a full-on cyber attack on your organization. Yeah, we've all seen this one. Me? I'm not that sloppy. I'm the one you didn't see coming. Log into your work email. Huh, big company. Good English, no misspellings. Looks legit. Click. From here, there are any number of directions this could go, but I'll share with you a very real one. A senior level banker is targeted. He has administrative access to his network. He clicks the email bait. He's taken to a legit looking site and instructed to enter his email credentials. To no effect. With his now leaked credentials obtained, the hackers have access to his email account, where they log in, infiltrate his messages, where they find his network access credentials. From there, it's just a matter of time before they gain access to the entire bank IT infrastructure, moving laterally and methodically across the network. This is called staging the environment, gaining full control access to every workstation in the bank, and even taking the added step of stealing critical and confidential customer data. Next comes the payload. This is a piece of software that quickly encrypts all data at the bank and deletes all data backups, except what has already been stolen, of course. And finally, the ransom. A note and non-traceable means of communicating with the hackers, who demand a 7-figure payoff within a matter of days or even hours in exchange for decrypting the data and a promise not to publicly release confidential and valuable customer information across the internet. I know what you're wondering. Can this really happen? Yes. It already does happen. And what happens next? This is the bank's CEO in such a conundrum. He and his leadership have already contacted state authorities, the FBI, and hired an expert investigator/negotiator for these types of scenarios.
This can't really be happening.
And that, my friend, is the look of disbelief. The one that happens when the CEO learns of the best-worst option.
They have to do it.
Paying the cyber attackers. Unfortunate? Certainly. Avoidable? Yes.
So now we will be proceeding, inshallah, with panel number 1. Let's see who will be on panel number 1. Hello. Marhaba. Thank you. Bismillah. I'm going to get you the mics. Yes, thank you. It's just 2. في مازال, huh? Okay, good. Ahlan wa sahlan. Yes, sir. Doctor. Yes, I've met you. Thank you. Okay. Who will start? Who will be moderating you? You're the moderator? Okay. Hadrami? Hadrami should be here. Mr. Muhammad Hadrami? Hadrami, who was just speaking for Data Protect? He's outside? I'll go get him. He's with you on the panel? Yes. Okay. I'll be. Okay, I will call him. Be right back. ايه نبو محمد الحضرامي اللي كان يعطي كلمة لنا في جزء من البانل. Oh, here he is. A round of applause for Mr. Muhammad Hadrami. Last but not least. All right. You can sit. Yes. That's it? All right. Because we're a little bit late, behind schedule, so we're going to try to wrap it a little bit maybe sooner than we would like to. But please go ahead and give us your best. Thank you so much. So this panel is titled Cybersecurity as CSR Activity. Please.
Yes, this is me, Amir Iqbal from Pakistan. I am strategic consultant and healthcare professional working on role of cybersecurity as CSR in my country for the last many years. And with me, there are three panel of experts. The first one sitting beside me, he is a very busy bee since morning, Mohammed Hadarami. From Morocco, he is a business development manager at Data Protect, a cybersecurity company based in Casablanca, Dubai, Abidjan, Paris, and Montreal. And second to him is Rami Khader from Jordan. He's a support and services sales lead for Africa at Microsoft, based between Ireland and Jordan, covering all the 54 countries in Africa. And the last one, Muhammad Abu Laika from Libya. He's a telecommunication engineer with a bachelor degree from the University of Tripoli and a master's degree in engineering project management from Libyan Academy, having 17 years experience in IT and cybersecurity. So, starting with, all of us know that the CSR in general is believed to just focusing on community development and leading to environmental sustainability and above all ethical label practices. But this is not the end of the story. As far the correlation between CSR and the role of cybersecurity is concerned, it is inevitable. And with the growing needs and the transformation of digitalization, now it has become more vital that this link must be strengthened. Because when data is hacked or leaked, who know it better than all of us that it not only may cause damages to that particular department, institution, or office, but also defame and causes many injurious effects to the organization, which is related to that. So keeping all the factors in view, we will go with our panelists who are experts in their relevant fields. And I'll ask first question to Hadarami that is much more needed, and it's a real-time question that how can businesses help protect small and underfunded organizations? It is very much required, as we've seen the presentations of our all three distinguished speakers. They also focused on this matter. So what is your opinion about this question?
Thank you for the question. When we see cybersecurity and we see the risk and incident we are having around the world, when we have a breach, the impact of the cybersecurity incidents is global. So cyber criminals did not target only the big companies. They target big companies, small companies, individuals, and all stuff. And we see on the other side that investing on cybersecurity can cost a lot of money. That's why, as a responsible company, all big companies that have budget for cybersecurity, they can also, I think, reserve rate of their budget for cybersecurity to help companies that not have that size, important size, in order to invest to protect themselves. We are talking about personal data, we are talking about financial data, we are talking about healthcare, we are talking about a lot of data that concerns all the citizens around the world. And I think, as we saw in different presentations this morning, the threat does not focus just for one or another company. I think big companies, and it's done. When we saw the case of Microsoft, when we say the case of Fortinet, also they have a program like this. They have a part of the budget dedicated to make awareness with for specific citizens or specific part of the population that doesn't have enough budget in order to do this. They have also initiatives that help villages in different countries to invest in cybersecurity in schools by giving solutions, giving free licenses, for example, giving free awareness program in order to enhance cybersecurity awareness for those part of the population. Now, when we talk about the big companies, I think the role, as a lot of big companies do, is to reserve a lot of part of their program, and they are also building foundations for cybersecurity in order to make those non-funding companies or non-funding organizations or non-government organizations to benefit from the stretching of those solutions to protect their data and their information also.
That's great. You have cleared all the points. And the second question is, it is also related to the very much required role of cybersecurity as CSR, that what is the role of employee and community education? This is much needed. Yes.
This rule, we have talked about the part when the big companies can help other companies outside the organizations, but also their responsibility starts by helping people inside the organization also. It is also recommended and mandatory by many of the international standards. They put the awareness as one of the big parts of the different steps on cybersecurity programs. We cannot talk about cybersecurity without make our own employees aware about what they are facing as a cyber incident by using their own laptops. And also, from another perspective, when we are in institutions like a bank, for example, or a ministry or a social entity, we are also handling public data. So from our responsibility also is to put all the cybersecurity measures in order to protect those data. Having personal data leaks is part of the responsibility of each company as a CSR program also, in order to make people that are using our platforms comfortable by sharing those information and sensitive information with us.
That's great. And the next question is that how can companies balance between responsibility and profitability?
This is an issue with for all the companies. When we are talking about CISOs, for example, in the different companies, they tell us we are aware of cyber risk. Right. And we are aware about what we are facing as risk when we are digitalizing part of our services. But we don't have enough budget in order to invest in a lot of technologies and all this stuff. And when we are talking about, I talked this morning about the CMM for the cybersecurity capacity maturity model. One of the dimensions they are studying is the budgets that companies and government institutions are pushing for the cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is something that when we invest, we can't see the return on investment right now. We will spend $100,000 or $1 million, but when we buy a building, we see that we have a building. But when we invest in cybersecurity, we don't have something tangible that we can touch and see, I've paid for this. Right. But what is important is that when we invest for cybersecurity, it's not for something that we can have, but it's something what we want to avoid. And what we want to avoid in having our trademark is our image in the public impacted by a cyber incident because of the lack of information or data leak, for example, or some cyber incident that we can impact our activity and will push us to lose money because we didn't invest in cybersecurity measures.
That's great.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Rami Khader, it's your turn now. What is the societal impact of cybersecurity threat? This is very much important, by the way, because I will refer to the all three presentations which was being made, and there was much focused on the threats which are being occurred all the day. So what is your opinion?
Okay. Thank you, Amir. First of all, I want to thank you all for having me in this event. This is not new for me, and Libya is a second home for me. Some faces I see here, I'm just living with there since 2012. Look, within my experience, because I'm covering the whole Africa for the last 15 years in Microsoft, I can see a lot of threats, and it's socially impacted the countries, it's socially impacted the communities and all of this. And mainly, as an example that I want to mention, related such activities that is happening, mainly like the health sector. And if we have an example like what happened in 2017 in National Health System in UK, where around 92 million was a loss of that system because of what happens and the ransomware that happened the environment. There was, of course, patient impact, life impacts because of that ability not to give and treating or delay treatment to the patients. Another example, a very important example related to this, is something what we call critical infrastructure related to utilities companies, services companies inside the government, and all of these things. I just recall another example that happened in Miami related to their water pipelines, where the attacker tried to increase the chloride inside the water. And you can expect how much disaster happened because of that. Or the Colonial Line in US that happened, that make a shortage of fuel related to the society, and this is a big impact also that stop the life and stop the city working and all of these. The another one, what we called is vulnerable communities. We are talking about small companies that not able to invest in the society and in the cybersecurity solutions, that lead to some losses of jobs, maybe even closing the business. One of them is Target in US. They lose around 40 million of credit cards inside the company, that lead that the reputation of the company went low, and the other thing is that their sales decreased by 50%. So the social impact, we can talk about, it's in a national wise, it's in small companies, it's in the lives, it's everywhere. And this is what we can see during the last 15 years.
That's wonderful. Rami, actually, as you know, with the transformation of cybersecurity in this digital era, now all organizations have to play their role on both sides. First, they have to take care and to safeguard the privacy of their clients, customers, people, stakeholders, and employees. And secondly, they have to deliver to the community, to the society in an amicable way. So what is your opinion? My question is that what are the key challenges to establish this cybersecurity as CSR? Because we talk much about it, but there are certain challenges. No doubt we are focusing on it, people are making efforts, but we have yet to go a long way in this regard. What is your answer about this question?
Look, from my also experience and the studies that we have in the market, I can divide them into three pillars. First of all is about the financial. We know how much, because all the people here is the security people and the security expert. They know how much it's difficult to get the buy-in and go to the board of directors and get that amount of money to support the security side or the cyber security side. And this is a major key challenge. And the second one, which is within the financial improvement, that you need expertise that can do return of investments. Return of investment studies, providing you the details of the return of investment is of such investments, big investments. The second one is about the operational side, which is, it's very, I hear the different vendors about talking about cybersecurity and all of this. And the challenge with the cybersecurity team here, mainly it's about the integration part. You have multiple systems, different systems, and because of that, you need to think about here about the smart investment, what we said, how you will do the integration. I go to a single source of cybersecurity or multiple sources? This is different school that became more available. Another thing is in the operational side is about the surface attack. It's the changing is happening in the environment. We can see that it's more sophisticated. The attacker knows our environment and our systems more than us sometimes, because he study well and he start using the technology in these attacks. After the operation and the financial part, it's about the educational part, which is very important. There is a lot of education and awareness need to be with the team, with the even the people, the management, and all the organization. How we can take the buy-in from the leadership team, the commitment from them. Currently, we start seeing that the cybersecurity, the security team start reporting directly into the board of directors. We start seeing even their engagement, even the board of directors, part of the agenda or their monthly meetings, they start put in a slot just to discuss the cybersecurity and how we can protect the environment. Okay.
That's great. In this relevance, my last question is to you, Rami. What are the trends to make cybersecurity as CSR, in your opinion?
Look, there is multiple trends came out now currently in the cybersecurity, and we can say that part of them is the technological trends. We are talking about AI, machine learning, generative AI, which is even this. It became now an old school. We are more moving to the next step. The future I see in the cybersecurity and the security side, it's about agent, automation agent, like what we have in the Copilot, the automatic response, all of these things. The other thing is like quantum computing. Now a lot of big companies start using quantum computing in cybersecurity. We are talking about the encryption mechanisms, increase the behavior and the technology, and increase the strength of the encryption. Even sometimes it's used in the other side, which is try to even decrypt the data on the other side. But this is a technological trend. The other trending that we can see is about the regulation compliance. A lot of customers start adopting technology related that can be like on a country level, like the GDPR, what happening in the UN, or like what is the international regulation, like ISO, BCI, DSS, and all of these things. So this is very important that once you choose the system or the environment, you need to make sure that it comply and regulate with these things. The last one related to this, and we can see, is about transparency. A lot of big companies now, they and the consumer know they want to control their data. Because of that, the provider need also to provide capabilities on how to enable the customers to control their data, what they want to be outside, what to be inside, all of these regulations. And there is a lot of trends, but this is mainly the major trends that is happening currently in the market. Yeah.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you, Rami. Now my question to Muhammad. Muhammad, what does data privacy plays the role in CSR, in your opinion?
Okay, thank you for your question. So now I will be speaking Arabic so that I can transfer the knowledge for the Arabian here. You know, they speak Arabian, so that they can get clear understanding for what we are going to speak about today. Okay.
Okay, never
so
mind.
will be mixed here.
So you translate
Okay,
to me
yeah,
later
yeah,
on.
yeah. I will be like the translator here. Okay. So the role of the CSR, which is the corporate social responsibility, اللي احنا ممكن نسموها اللي هي المسؤوليه الاجتماعيه للشركات. اليوم عندنا مجموعه شركات عالميه سواء كان على مستوى الجلوبال ولا حتى عندنا شركات محليه داخل الدوله نفسها. المفروض في جانب يكون في التزام على الشركات هذه ان تخصص جزء من البادجت نتاعها باش تدعم المجال نتاع السايبر سيكيورتي، لان اليوم في تحديات كبيره من نتيجه لاستخدام التكنولوجي اللي هي جزء من التحديات هذه اللي هي السايبر سيكيورتي. اليوم في مستخدمين الانترنت يعني حول العالم في بيانات شخصيه هم يزودوا فيها، مثلا اليوم المستخدم يزود بيانات شخصيه باش يوصل لموقع معين ولا كذا. اليوم الشركات هذه الكبيره عليها التزام ان هي لازم تحمي البيانات هذه، يعني هذه لا تصبح ان هي مسؤوليه مثلا تنظيميه داخل المؤسسه نفسها، وانما هي مسؤوليه خلينا نقول احنا سوشيال ريسبونسبيلتي اجتماعيه، بمعنى اخلاقيه. لازم اثيكلي هم دي ميك شور ان البيانات هذه اللي ياخذوا فيها من المستخدمين ان تكون امنه وما يقدر يوصل فيها حد. هذا يعتبر it's like a mandatory requirement for all of these institutions. They have to comply with the international standards like PCI DSS, like HIPAA for the healthcare, like ISO 27001. يعني كل منهم يتلاقوا في النقطة هذه. نحن we have to keep the environment secured. لازم تكون كلها آمنة. الأمان هذا، تحقيق مستوى الأمان هذا هو التزام أخلاقي وليس مسؤولية قانونية فقط. هذا فيما يخص السؤال الأول. This is regarding the first question. You know, this is the answer for the first question.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
My second question is that how cross-industry collaboration can play its role in establishing CSR.
اوكي، هنا طبعا السؤال يتحدث هو عن كيفية التعاون ما بين الصناعات المختلفة. اليوم عندنا مثلا نقولوا الهيلث كير كمجال او سيكتور بروحه عنده ستاندردز خاصة به. ندوى على البانكينج اندستري، حتى هذا مجال كبير وواسع. ندوى على اذر سيكتورز ثانية. كل سيكتور منهم عنده ستاندردز الخاصة به، كل سيكتور منهم عنده الاسبكتس الخاصة به، وعنده اصلا معايير او ستاندرز معينه معتمدها باش يضمن يحقق مستوى الامان المطلوب. الاجابه على السؤال هذا تكون كيفيه الترابط ما بين المجالات هذه بحيث ان هم يكونوا مترابطين، وحتى لو صار في مثلا نقولوا في انسيدنت معين او اتاك في مجال معين، التانيين كيب اوير. يعني هذا جانب ثاني حتى يكون في مثلا نولج ترانسفير ما بين الاكسبرتيز في السيكتورز هادو، لان كل سيكتور عنده طبيعه خاصه به. لو اليوم ندوى على البانكينج سيكتور، وانا طبعا خلفيتي بانكينج، طبعا اهم حاجه اللي هي بيانات العميل. اليوم انت تدوي على حسابات وفلوس وتحويلات، هذه بالدرجه رقم واحد لازم تكون امنه، مستوى الامباكت فيها حيكون عالي جدا. اذا لا قدر الله صار مثلا نقولوا انسيدنت، معناها في الشركات او اللي حاطه المعايير العالميه او الدوليه اللي هي زي مثلا نقول البي سي دي اس زي سوفت سي اس بي، هادو هم نفسهم اللي حددوا المعايير هذه، ولازم يضمنوا ان المؤسسات هذه امنه ويفرضوا عليهم معايير معينه. هذا في جانب. نمشوا لجانب اخر، مثلا نشوفوا قوانين حمايه البيانات الشخصيه زي الجي دي بي ار، المعيار الاوروبي. هادو حتى هم لازم يكونوا مطمئنين ان البيانات اللي اليوم نشاركوا فيها لما نخشوا مثلا نقولوا للجوجل او اي موقع ثاني. اليوم الجوجل ياخذ تقريبا في كل البيانات من الناس، يعني ما فيش حاجه ما يعرفهاش، حتى الجيوغرافيك لوكيشن بتاعك وين انت، الاي بي اللي تخش منه وين، اليوزر نيم اللي انت مسجل بيه في مثلا نقولوا في اليوزر بتاعك في الجوجل، حركتك انت داخل وانت قاعد تدير في براوزنج، يعني انت كل شيء يعرفوه عليك. وبالذات حتى زي ما تفضلوا الاخوه قبل شوي وحكوا على الذكاء الاصطناعي، اليوم انت ممكن تسال الذكاء الاصطناعي يجاوبك يقول لك يعني احنا شنو قاعد يدير السيد محمد مثلا اليوم او خلال حتى الشهر اللي فات او حتى السنه الماضيه بالكامل. يعني في الجانب هذا اليوم يصبح إلزام أن كل القطاعات هذه والمجالات هذه تتحد مع بعضها، يصير في نولج ترانسفير، يصير في حتى alliances في بعض الأحيان. اليوم ندعو على alliance صاير ما بين تقريبا سيسكو، أعتقد سيسكو بالو ألتو فورتينت alliance، هذا بحيث أن هم يتبادلوا المعلومات نتاع التريتس ما بينهم. إذا ما صار في تبليغ أو على تريت معين في الشركة هذه على طول فوري in real time حيكونوا التانيين aware بالانسيدنت أو بالأتاك اللي صارت هذه. وشكرا.
So, thank you very much, Hadarami, Rami, and Muhammad, for your deep dive analysis, for insight, for throwing light to the much needed role of cybersecurity as CSR. This is initiative taken by Libya Tech Forum team for gathering the galaxy of experts from across the world to Istanbul. This is the second edition, and I must appreciate their devotion, their dedication, and their hard working. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you. ونشكر لا يفوت ان احنا نشكر طبعا الاخوه المنظمين للايفنت هذا، على راسهم السيد الهادي البكاي شركه افاق، وكل الرعاة والساده المشاركين. شكرا جزيلا. شكرا.
مشكور للبانل. Please a round of applause for the panel. They've done a great job. And I'm very happy that you're here. It was very informative. مشكور جزيلا. Any questions that you wish to ask just before we let them go and we get our panel number 2? Okay. مشكور جدا.
Thank you very much.
شكرا جزيلا لكم. Thank you.